We need to interrupt you. We need to bring you up to date on the latest information. We are told right now that the U.S. Capitol is being evacuated.
The video that you see here is from our camera's vantage point, and you see quite a few other reporters and their gear all outside. We do not know why the evacuation is taking place. We're not certain who ordered it. We can imagine, of course, it's Capitol Police, but we're not certain what that was about. We do know that earlier this afternoon we had gotten a report that the old executive office building was being evacuated. Then the information came out a little bit later on. We were having to take back and put forth information right and left, it seems like, on a story like this where things are changing so quickly. Back to the old executive office building, we were told that it was not an evacuation after all. Then later we heard, yes, in fact, it was an evacuation, and the new executive office building was being evacuated as well because of a credible threat.
We are being told from the Associated Press right now that the Senate has been evacuated because of a bomb scare. Let's see if I can get any other information for you. We're also told at the same time, keep up this picture if you would please, but we're also being told that for some reason all departing flights have now been halted once again from New York airports. So it's unclear at this time if the two are related or if there's some new intelligence, but right now, although we were just saying a moment ago that they were beginning to get things back to normal,
right.
All flights now being halted in New York and an evacuation on Capitol Hill.
What I'm not sure about with New York is I don't recall having seen any aircraft actually take off from there, but we don't know that they haven't had some aircraft that have been moved out. We do know that they are not taking any chances at all. So if anything seems askance, if anything seems to be not quite right, you better believe that there's going to be immediate, swift reaction to that, and better to err on the side of caution in these circumstances. So if it means clearing out the Capitol, if it means clearing out the old executive office building, the new executive office building, whatever it takes, that's what they're going to do to be sure that Americans are kept safe.
As you know, we have reporters there on the scene, but we can't go to them because everyone is being forced out of the area. So
Right.
as soon as we can get some more information for you, we will certainly let you know.
We should hear something pretty quickly from these folks who are coming out right now.
Actually, we're just showing the shot here of the Capitol.
But we can see that there are, but in any case, I think that we want to check with Brian Bolter. Brian, are you hearing anything from your location?
No, actually not, Mike and Tracy, although I can show you just as far as recent developments have taken place. There has been an Army helicopter, which is, as the individual walks through the shot there, the green helicopter that just landed on the lawn here on the back side of the Pentagon. Not really sure what the indication is, who those folks are that are inside that helicopter. We do know that it started landing about 10 minutes or so ago, did a flyby, actually flew over the top of the Pentagon, took a look down inside the Pentagon, ended up landed there on the grass itself. Let's go back to you guys.
Okay.
As you're speaking to us, Brian, we are beginning to see people coming out of the Capitol. It looks pretty calm, though. I mean, it doesn't seem like people are running out. We, again, don't know if this came from the Secret Service or from Capitol Police.
There are always those, and I don't know any other kinder way to say it, there's always those weirdos out there who seem to take incredible delight in the pain and anguish of other people. This is a country that is hurting. We've had one bomb threat called into AU today in which people had to be evacuated. And again, the threat apparently, according to the sources that Paul Wagner, our reporter talked to earlier today, indicated that was a credible threat that they had at the old executive office building and the new executive office building. And this situation here, I'm assuming we'll be able to find out something pretty quickly as to what's happening at the U.S. Capitol.
Well, you're looking at a map there showing you where the evacuation is taking place. I don't know how many, if everyone is back to work as normal. I mean, we know a lot of people are back at the Pentagon at this point, but I don't know if the building is full as it would normally be.
That's a good question. You know, we do know that everybody was moved out of there. I mean, all of the congressional leaders were all moved out. They were all protected immediately after that, after we realized that there had been a terrorist attack. Here we see an officer running, one of the Capitol Police officers. It appears that he's clearing people out. He's telling people to move on back, but we don't know exactly what's up with that in terms of what kind of threat there may be. Now it appears that people are moving a little more quickly. Yes, now they're starting to move a little more quickly out of the building.
Maybe we can just stay with this. We can just stay with this and watch it unfold.
Yeah, let's listen, see if we can hear anything that's happening here. Boy, that's a great big group of people there. There are microphones that are open there. Let's just open them up and see what we can pick up.
All right, I need to pass this along to you. According to the Associated Press, Vice President Dick Cheney has been moved to Camp David as a precautionary measure.
We're a little bit far away from some of those folks that are being moved out of there. An area, I believe this is the area that's called the Swamp, if I'm not mistaken. The area where a lot of the photographers have their setups there for photography and the stand-ups that you see for different reporters.
A lot of those folks coming out now are Capitol Hill pages. We're looking at the Senate side of the U.S. Capitol building as people are being evacuated. We don't know why. And again, Vice President Dick Cheney, according to the Associated Press, is being moved to Camp David as a precautionary measure.
America is on edge. We know that from what's happened over these past days. I don't think our guard is down. We certainly can't look at the video of what's taking place in New York as they try to go through the rubble there. We can't see the video of that aircraft going into the side of the building. We can't look at that gaping hole in the side of the Pentagon and not feel the pain and the fear that comes with it. And those who would terrorize America would certainly want to see that terror continue, to see us be afraid. And there are those individuals who may not even be involved with any particular group who will delight in seeing this kind of reaction on a country that's already on edge and under an enormous amount of stress.
This as just moments after the first flight begins to take off again from Dulles Airport. Happened to be Al Nippon flight headed for Tokyo. It left 90 minutes late, but at least it was the first sign of things coming back to normal. Now you see some of the vans. Those are the usually it's the Uniformed Secret Service vans that are going into place.
This is Fox 5, and you are looking at a video that is being taken live now outside of the Capitol, where the Capitol has been ordered evacuated. We are not clear as to what the reason for that is. We do know that there were evacuations ordered earlier today at the old Executive Office building and the new Executive Office building. We're not certain what has prompted these.
The information that we had on that situation, Lafayette Park and the executive buildings, was that there was a credible threat, and so there was concern to clear out that area. Now we see people running down the steps of the U.S. Capitol building. Looks like this man just grabbed his coat and rolled out. You can hear sirens in the background. We apologize for any strange camera movement. We're taking this live, and the microphones as well, but you can hear some of the reporters in the background as they rush to get into place.
We are hearing from CNN sources that perhaps there might have been a suspicious package, and they are trying to verify what the issues are with that. We don't know much more than that at this point, and we will pass on that information as we get it.
Apparently a dog hid on that suspicious package. That is what we are hearing.
We want desperately to believe that it was a bologna sandwich and not anything of any real danger to Americans, but we're probably not that lucky. I think that probably what we're looking at is just America on edge. We are certainly trying to be as careful as we know how to be. The people who are responsible for protecting our lawmakers, for protecting our president, for protecting the American people are all not taking any chances at all, up to and including the story you were telling us about a little bit earlier, Tracy, about the private plane that was forced down by a military jet.
That's right. That incident happening in Pasadena, Maryland, and that was the information we got from Anne Arundel County Police. They took the pilot, in that case, in for questioning, and we don't know why.
But whatever their reason was, they weren't taking any chances with whatever they thought was suspicious. We see a bunch of folks standing around outside now, they're trying to figure out what's going on, waiting for some word to explain to them what has actually happened and taken place. That's a technician. We see technicians all over the place there for the different television networks. All have been covering this story from a national basis all day long, all these days long, and now suddenly they have all of the people they've been wanting to talk to are all gathered around them.
It I believe, is the first evacuation that's taken place at the U.S. Capitol since the incidents Tuesday morning. And again, we are hearing, and this is unconfirmed at this point, that it was some sort of suspicious package and that a dog may have alerted authorities to something unusual.
You want me to try to get you in?
We're still waiting for some kind of word from the authorities there. Our reporters are trying to get in place. You see a lot of folks working the cell phones. What's happening? What's going on? Does anybody have any new information as to what's taken place here?
We've split the screen now so that you can watch the dome, and you can see right in front of the U.S. Capitol, the flag is flying at half-staff already in honor of all those people who died, and that's why no one is willing to take any chances at this point. If there is a threat, they want to get people out, make sure the building is secure.
At 5:55, this snapshot of America would be workers in New York scurrying for cover as buildings there are unstable and they are trying to remove people. You have workers in Pennsylvania who have now found a black box, put it on a plane, send it back here to Washington to have it analyzed and get the information from it. You have the workers in the Pentagon as they are busy trying to get to the black boxes there, saying it might be a while before they can get there because they're in an area that is so unstable and so dangerous. And you have the scene that's right before your eyes, where there is much concern about what is going on.
Apparently that plane that we were telling you about, the small plane that was forced down in Anne Arundel County, apparently, although they are questioning the pilot, it looks like what may have happened there is that the pilot may have taken off before anyone was allowed to fly, before that ban was lifted at, well, I believe, 11 o'clock or so this morning. So that may have been what happened there. They are still investigating.
It may have been unclear about whether that was general aviation or whether it was all aircraft. Well, in any case, what you see here are a bunch of confused folks who've just come pouring out of the Capitol building. As you see, virtually every other person before your eyes here has a cell phone in their hand trying to figure out what's going on. So are we. That's why you're hanging with us at this point as we try to figure out what exactly has taken place. We are not aware of any specific incident that has happened, only the concern that something might happen. Again, the word that we have is that there might have been a suspicious package. We have suspicious package stories all the time. Here's an individual coming up. I'm not sure whether he's someone who can tell us what's going on or not. Looks like we're finding some focus here, and perhaps he'll be able to tell us something. We're not certain. We're asking him to step forward here.
A little bit more on Vice President Dick Cheney. Apparently, according to a spokesperson for him, Dick Cheney will rejoin President Bush here in Washington this weekend. They again had decided to move Dick Cheney away as a precautionary move to Camp David.
We're not certain who this individual is, but this is a pool camera that is there on the grounds of the Capitol.
I just want you to say that.
And let's see if this gentleman is going to explain to us what's going on. Again, we're not certain exactly who he is. At this point.
Know? Do they definitely know? Because nobody's talking to me.
What's your...
It's Bonnier.
This is House Majority Whip David Bonnier. I'm afraid I didn't recognize him, and now I do, that his name has been given to me again. He's talking with one of the reporters there, one of the network reporters, and she will hopefully be speaking to him shortly.
That's Kate Snow with CNN, and as you know, we have a relationship with CNN, so we might be able to listen in to Kate's interview.
You are seeing television before it gets dressed up and ready to go here. This is all raw video from the feed.
We are hoping that this Democratic lawmaker will be able to give us an idea.
So we can dispel some of this? Thank you.
More video live from the Capitol as you look at the flag at half-staff. And the sun is beginning to set on Washington, D.C. And the Capitol has been evacuated. Following evacuations not more than an hour, less than 2 hours ago, of the old Executive Office building and the new Executive Office building. We understand that nothing was found there either at this point, although we don't have specific information there either as to what the issue was, only that there was a credible threat. Uniformed Secret Service, I believe it's
Capitol Hill Police.
That's Capitol Hill
it's a
Police.
combination of,
There we go.
It looks like...
Yes, you're right. That is Capitol Police.